Yo, this is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors at Alpha Claims and Hire Birmingham, the leading and best accident management company. Get a replacement car anywhere in 1 hour. I really appreciate you joining me this evening, and we've got two stories from Birmingham. I'm going to try and cover some more national news, but there is a lot going on in Birmingham and that is my priority right now. I was at the scene of this murder and I witnessed the family of the young man that had been killed mourning over his body. And before we actually talk about this story and we find out the little details, I want to make a request I've never asked anybody online for anything, but a request to any bloggers that are sharing the actual murder footage to please take that down. The family are devastated. And if there's anything that I hope this channel has shown over the 2 years that I've been doing this, is that you can do blogging without just being controversial. You don't just have to show graphic violence to be able to document what's going on and have that discussion and raise awareness. And I want to support anybody doing blogs in the city, any city. Send me your stuff, I'll repost it. But please take down this footage, because it's just not gonna help anybody. It doesn't help anybody. There's some footage from the crime scene, the police and the ambulance attending, that is on my channel. It's on Instagram, Twitter. Anybody can use that. If you want to share it for your blog, feel free to use it. I'm not going to flag it. I don't want credit for it. Just use it if that's what you need, some context. Please don't show that footage. It's just terrible. And with recent figures in Birmingham suggesting that gun discharges and crime as a whole is down by 30% during lockdown, I really disagree with this. I actually do. I'm actually going to go out and say that I think they're lying about the statistics. For example, 2 minutes up the road from there the other day, there was a shooting in Smethwick the other day, and it hasn't been acknowledged by the police. Multiple stabbings happening every day in the city. Crime is not down. Gangs are out in force. With shootings on the main streets in Dudley Road. The police called that an incident. An incident when two people had two handguns and they were shooting indiscriminately at people. People need to be really valuing their lives more than to just be risking it. So what are the kids in this city actually got to keep them away from this crime, to actually stop them from wanting to throw their lives away? Because I watched that footage and I've been sent it a lot of times. I do appreciate people that send me any footage to try to give me the idea of what's going on. It was horrendous. Do you know what I mean? The man was stabbed straight for the heart. He's 20 years old. That's all the information we have right now. I'm going to find out a little bit more later, but I wanted to do this video mainly to just ask people to not share the actual murder. And he was stabbed through the heart twice, and you see him actually momentarily stand still. The shock, because that's what happens. I've been stabbed multiple times in my life, and it's the shock, that's what happens. And then the adrenaline kicks in, and momentarily you will think that you're able to maybe carry on, and then he just falls down dead. And ambulances, big respect to them, big respect to paramedics and ambulance people that are out on these streets during the lockdown, risking their lives and the lives of their family in some cases to help people. There was pumping the chest of this young man on the street trying to save his life, but personally I think he was dead before that. So rest in peace to that young man, and I'm not sure about arrest at the moment. All the police have said is that they've launched a murder investigation after a 20-year-old man was fatally stabbed in Smethwick on the 26th of April. Officers were called and a man was found with injuries outside F1 Pizza Place, West Cross Shopping Centre, opposite Concrete Jungle, at around 4:40. He suffered knife injuries and air ambulance was called, but unfortunately the victim was pronounced dead before he could be taken on board. Detectives from the homicide are at the scene carrying out quick time inquiries in a bid to understand what happened and who is responsible. And a thank you to my friends at Berms's Grime, the ENR twins, for getting me the footage of the air ambulance that was at this scene in Marston Green, where two children were stabbed in a park. I've also got the footage of the actual stabbing taking place, where it appears that men that are a lot older are attacking these younger males. And this is in Marston Green, which is by Chelmsley Wood. It's on the other side of Birmingham. A schoolboy is fighting for his life in a hospital after a vicious double stabbing at a city park. The 16-year-old is in a critical condition and he's been knifed near Chapel House Road in Solihull this week. Another teenager aged 19 was also stabbed and is in hospital in a stable condition. A boy aged 14 was arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. 14 years old being arrested on attempted murder charges. A statement from West Midlands Police said there was called to reports of 2 people being stabbed in the Chapel House Road, and they classed that as Solihull area. 2 people have been taken to hospital. A 16-year-old boy and a 19-year-old boy described as stable. And there's been several other incidents today that I'm going to be covering a bit later on.
You know, Adam plays it.
Just stabbed him.
Has he just stabbed?
I'm sure he's just stabbed him.
He has. He's got a hole in his fucking.
He stabbed him.
He's got a hole in his fucking thing.
Fuck him up if he's just stabbed him.
He's got a hole in his fucking hoodie.
If he's just stabbed him, fuck him up.
Oh my god. I can't believe I've just fucking witnessed this.
So when they say that the lockdown has seen a reduction in crime, that just means a reduction in the amount of reported crime. The children are now dying on the streets, and like what happens in any crisis, I don't want to take anything away from coronavirus and the pandemic and what's happening at the moment, but the Nightingale Hospital that was opened in the NEC has received no patients yet. The people that are filling the hospitals also are the children of this city, and they're the ones that are going to be suffering the most, the same as they was the ones that suffered the most during the 2008 economic crash when everybody lost their jobs. That they're the ones that suffer the most, and they're the ones that get neglected. It's their services that suffer the most. It's the youth centres that get cut, and it's the kids that are no longer even in school right now, so they're just out on the streets being educated on how to be a criminal and to not be able to part of society. So I apologise if I went on a bit too much in that, and I would definitely do another video on this, and I've got podcast episodes coming up this week as well. So I really appreciate you joining me today. Please pay your respects in the comments, and I beg you, just please don't share that footage of him being killed, and I will let you know again what happens in all of these cases. So please stay safe, stay indoors, stay home, and please subscribe. Peace.